YouTube, Troystarz trucking. Thanks for tuning in. This is the video everyone been waiting on, right? So now is the chance, or now is the time for it. So this is it. I start this video from in my truck, right? So I'm gonna put that video in this video and then come back and finish up in my red chair. So you guys know when I'm in my red chair, everything get real, right? So thanks for tuning in and please stay tuned. And this is how we're gonna start this video. Peace, Troystarz. Shrek.
For more videos like this, please subscribe.
YouTube, Troystarz trucking. Thanks for tuning in. So in this video, we're gonna talk about the accident with the truck. We're gonna talk about getting a driver to put inside your truck. We're gonna talk about how much the repair for the truck costs. We're gonna talk about how much money I lose within 2 months since hiring this new driver. We're gonna talk about a couple other stuff. I don't remember all the topic offhand, but we're gonna get to this video right now. Now, in this video, basically, I'm gonna start this. Let me start this put this out there. I'm just putting this out there because I know what most of you guys may say, and I know what is right also, right? But I'm doing this because first I'm gonna tell you what my channel is. Maybe if you don't know, my channel, just to put it in one word, well, not one word, but one word. My channel is, you can call my channel GPS. Why? GPS is something to direct you in the right direction sometimes. Right? Let me put that in sometimes. But yeah, once you have the right address in the GPS, it will take you there. It may not put you on the safe road, but it's taking you to destination. Right? All of that should cover my channel. So my channel is like a GPS. Now, the next thing about my channel is about truth. My channel is about my experience. My channel is about helping you to grow. This video is gonna be not too long, but it's gonna be well put together. And when I say put together, I mean like you're gonna pack with information. So I think you should consider getting something to eat, get some tea to drink and relax. You're gonna love this one. Okay. My channel, I'm not gonna talk to you about stuff that I don't experience, right? I'm not gonna give you information on things that doesn't really make sense to you. And why am I saying this? I'm saying this because at times when I'm myself searching for information, I want the information to make sense to me. I want to learn something from it. I want to make sure that when I'm finished watching what I'm watching and when I'm finished reading what I'm reading, I can go on to I can make the right choice. That being said, why did I go through all this before I start? I go through all this because I want to say this to you guys. I know me as a company, when something happened within the company, I should just leave it there, not come on the internet and talking about it, because maybe someone will say I'm, going into someone's privacy or whatever, but this is my privacy. So if I choose to tell you, this is about me, right? and my experience. That's what my experience means. I'm not gonna tell you some and miss out some. You notice I tell you guys everything. Now, I make sure if I'm gonna talk about a driver, if I'm gonna talk about a mechanic, if I'm gonna talk about whatever that I'm gonna put onto my video here, I make sure do not show my driver's face. So only the driver himself and who else may know him driving the truck would know that he's a person, right? And even so, when a driver is when something do happen in any company, believe it or not, everyone in the company knows. Believe it or not. So why am I saying that? Saying that because I'm just making the here clear, so that when I'm finished with this video, no one don't come in the last part and be like, oh yeah, with this you have to. I'm just letting you know right now. I don't care. All right, that's it. Let's start. Now, first thing first, I'm gonna talk about the experience I have with my last driver, right? And this is something that I want most of you guys to pay attention to, that is thinking about putting a driver in your truck, and this is what you want to do for maybe a living, or you want to, go out there, buy a truck, put a driver in it, relax, and let that truck work for you, right? And a lot of guys call me and ask me about this question that that I'm talking about, and I answered them, and this is no different from the answer that I gave them. And next thing now, before, you see, it's like I want to put everything in so that you guys can get the right. You're gonna be, yeah, people will say I'm going around, but I'm not going around. I'm putting everything in so that it all makes sense. Okay, you have to remember, not because you're smart and you're the brightest. It's not everyone is the smartest and the brightest. But the way I'm doing it, everyone will understand it. So just relax. Getting an experienced driver. So I'm answering some of the questions that I know that you guys are going to ask. Getting an experienced driver, you have to have, first of all, it's not easy to get a good experienced driver. It's not easy. Trust, when you do get a experienced driver and you're a smaller company, sometimes you wonder if it's your company or it is, because all the demands is coming in, and all it because they know what they can do, they know what they have, whatnot. You know what I mean? So you have that to go through. The next thing I want to talk about is how much it cost me for the 2 months or less than 2 months that the driver is working for me, or was working for me. First starting off, the driver come out, he was doing good. I can say that. He started off good. He's a respectable young man, you know what I mean, doing his thing and going through. You know what I mean? As soon as he catch on to the work, I don't hear from him anymore. So he just get his dispatch, go on to his business, get home, and that's it. Like I said, sometimes I have to call him. Sometimes I have to call him to make sure he's okay, or to find out if he's all right. I remember one time he called me and be like, oh, Troy, the truck is not going fast enough. It's going 103, and I used the truck going 105. So I was like, I mean, I never have any complaints with it. I never had any complaint with other driver about the speed that truck is going. I mean, just, continue on your journey, just do your thing. But he, continue to complain that he says his GPS is not giving him the speed that the clock is telling him, on the speedometer is showing him 105, but the GPS is showing him like 62 or 61 or something like that. So he wanted the truck to go 105, something. Anyway, I called my mechanic up and say, you know what, set the truck at 105 because the driver is saying, truck is not going at 105 or whatnot. Which I never, like I said, I never had any problem. Anyway, I get it sorted out. Upon that, the driver was going down. One day he was driving to Montreal with a load, right? The DEF light came on the truck and was flashing, right? The truck was asking for a park region. The driver told me that he went into a couple of truck stops. 2 truck stops along on the 401. It would be an en route, 2 en route. And he couldn't find anywhere to stop because the truck stop was full. The first one he went to was full. And he drove to the second one, and when he went to the second one, it was also full. So he just didn't stop. So he go. Correction to the driver. If you have a problem with the truck, like, you know, light is flashing and all that, the first thing you should do, call your company. Call it to someone's attention, because that person can direct you or tell you what to do exactly. You know what I mean? Because sometimes, remember, you seeing it, you're not a mechanic, but you have to call the company and let them know so that they can organize what to get done. You know what I mean? Anyway, the driver continued to drive after the second truck stop. Mind you, the truck stop are full. And this is my take on it. The truck stop is full when he went in there. But to do a regen is going to take like a 30 minutes or 45 minutes. It's not going to be too long. So if you park in front or just a bit in front of those trucks that is already there parked, they're not going anywhere, they are sleeping. Park a little bit away from them and do 45 minutes there. Trust me. No, if someone is going to move, then you can take that person's space. But no one is not going to move because they're sleeping. Right? But you can do a regen. Hold on. Hello? Hey, how are you, sir?
Hey, they get you loaded?
I'm still on the door. I haven't felt the truck moving or anything, but I'm just there.
Okay, sounds good, sir. I appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks.
Okay. Sorry about that. About that, peeps. Anyway. Where I was? Yeah. I was saying to myself, this is after the conversation, I was saying to myself, you can always, yes, a lot of truck stop is going to be full. But for something like that, you can stop by the side. You can even drive like you're exiting the en route and stop and pull over on the side of the road right there. Because a lot of guys, even on the side of the road, they're sleeping. You're just stopping there for 45 minutes, right? And then you do your regen and then you go along your journey. Well, the driver didn't do any of that. He continued to drive. When he continued to drive, now the DEF filter got clogged and full, and the truck show all the signs on the dash that the truck need to stop. It cannot go anymore. So the red engine light come up, the two orange engine light come up, the lights start flashing, all the lights are on the dash, so you have to pull over. You have to stop at that point. On the side of the highway on the 401. Couldn't move really. So he stopped, and at that time he called me. Hey, the truck stopped. The red light come on it and whatnot. So I asked him, I said, the Volvo truck, specifically the Volvo truck, comes with a countdown on it when it's about to derate. It starts from 60 and it count down. But he said he didn't see any numbers on there. So I said, okay, he didn't see any numbers. But you had to see the light flashing and it's saying truck need to derate. Yes, he said, yes, he saw it, but the truck stop was full. The two of them that he stopped. Anyway, at that point, I have to now think about what to do next, because he is loaded, he can't get to destination, and the truck is not gonna move. Anyway, I called my mechanic that I have that works specifically on Volvo truck, and I talked to you and I said, whatever I just mentioned to you guys. So the drivers, he said, that's not good, because once the truck stops, that means it clogged and it may cause some damage to the DEF system. Anyway, the truck would start, but it could barely move, and there was like a truck stop like 2 minutes away from where it was. So I tell him to put his four-way flasher on and get off the side of the road where he was and go over to that truck stop and park there. Anyway, that's what he did. I know I didn't send a record. I had to call the place that is going to take the load and let them know the driver is not going to make it there. So they said, you know what, the load would have to turn back, right? So I didn't get paid for that trip. So I had to send my mechanic down there to check the truck out. I did call on call, you know what I mean, to see if I could get the truck moving before so the driver could get to delivery. But my mechanic make sure to tell me if anyone is gonna go and look at that truck, they have to have the program on their laptop for a Volvo truck, else it's not gonna start. I'm just gonna pay them just to get there and then nothing, right? So I said, okay, cool. So the next thing I've done was I call the company that the contract is with and let them know what's up. So that's when I know the trailer would have to go back because the load is not going to be complete anymore based on the time and everything. Anyway, I sent my mechanic go down there. When my mechanic went down there, he forced regen the truck to see if he could clean the filter out. But at that point, it was too late. Anyway, he managed to do what he was doing and get the truck back to Toronto. So the driver could take the trailer to Canadian Tire, drop it, and then take the truck to the mechanic to let's get started on it. So that was the Thursday. So the driver had to go home on the Friday morning, and the truck was start the process of working on the truck. So the complaint was, and when I say complaint, I mean like from the mechanic. The truck, because the driver didn't do the regen, it filled the filter up and it cracked the hosing of the filter, and the filter is clogged. So basically, all of that just went. I have to get the old system. I have to get the old system that is underneath the passenger seat. The SCR system that do the all generation, regenerating, whatever in that thing on the driver's seat, all of that had to change. That, you know, I know most of you guys are going to say, Troy, delete the damn thing. I know, right? But listen, for what's going on, I'm not going to take that risk because that would cost me even more money and also my company if I do that based on the fines that is going on for the truck that deletes those. So I can't do that at this point. Now, that being said, I get the truck fixed. So I get the truck fixed over the weekend. The driver get the truck back on the Sunday afternoon, and he was on to his journey again with another load going to Montreal. That was the weekend, right? Right after that one that I tell you about. The Monday morning at about 4 o'clock, right after he leave with the load, after the def SCR whatever thing had fixed, he get the load to go. On that day, I get a call 4 o'clock in the morning. The driver reported he hit a deer. Now, mark you, this is just after the regeneration filter at the housing had replaced. He reported that he hit a deer. And you guys should have seen that video already. If not, I'm going to attach that video in the bottom, in the description of this video, so that you can go ahead and take a look at that video, right? But we're still going to do a recap so that you guys can understand where I'm coming from, where I'm going. Now, I'm going to talk about what happened with when he hit the deer, right? But before I talk about that, let's talk about the price that it cost me to get the system fixed. Now, to have the driver, to have the mechanic drive 2.5 hours to Belleville from where it was to look at the truck and to do a regeneration or whatnot, you know, I have to pay for mileage, I have to pay for all that, right? So he did a regeneration, force regen, and get the truck to come back down, right? And plus diagnose the system, as in pull down the entire everything underneath there, because it said that the top of the regeneration thing wasn't holding the pressure, so you had to pull it down and force test it or something like that. And that's when he's found out that the filter is clogged and the pan is cracked, right? So to do, for the on-call to drive out to come and do that regen thing and come back down and then pull down everything from under the truck, that run me $1,000, right? $1,000. Now, to get an aftermarket system to put on the truck, that run me $4,500, right? And to get my mechanic down there in Brampton to, because the guy that went to look at it wasn't the one that fitted up back. So my mechanic there in Brampton now, he's the one that put everything back in, and that run me $400 for his labor, but the parts was $4,500, right? Though you're following me? So all of that over the weekend ran me $5,900. That's for the weekend. Okay, the driver start his journey, and at this point it was the driver payday on the Monday. So before I got the car that he hit there, I already paid him. So I paid the driver, you know, the Monday. And then earlier up or late in the Monday morning, because I pay him like maybe 2 o'clock and I get a call 4 o'clock, that this happened. Okay, so let's move on to hitting the deer now. Okay. So when he was driving on the 401, apparently a deer came out of nowhere and ran straight into the truck. I saw it. I see it on the dash cam. I saw the footage and I was looking. I look at it back and forth. I look at it. There are certain things that I saw with that video that I was just talking to myself. And one, you guys already know, it take too long to stop the truck. We both, agree on that already. But the other things that I was looking at was, one, the deer, I'm going to play back the video. The deer run out in front, or run out right next to the deer sign. The deer sign, with that deer looking on the sign like you want to run, like you're ready to run across. You're not going to really see it clearly on the video, but I'm going to show you. So the deer come out right where the deer sign is, right? Maybe I get a day footage if I can and show you guys. That person turned their truck on, chuckling their truck, and I don't know if you guys are hearing it, but anyway, I apologize. The deer run out of the bush right next to the deer sign. The next thing, so why am I mentioning that right next to the deer sign? I'm mentioning that because when you're driving on any road, the signs that is on the roads are very important. So you have to pay keen attention. So once you see a sign said deer, start look out. Deer. You may not see none at most of the signs, yes, but you should be looking in the bushes. Looking. Now, the next thing I saw in the video was there was no reflex. There was no reflex whatsoever. There was no hope or sudden or I don't know if that was really focus enough driving, but I never, ever, ever, I'm an experienced driver, I can say. And I'm not so much of an experienced driver, because I have drivers with way more experience than me. I have 8 years from Jamaica, and I'm here now in Canada, and I have 7 years. So you put those together, I'm at 15 years. Yeah, now that we cover that aspect of the video, we're gonna get into more details. So if you're liking the video so far, please leave me a like on this video. Also, leave me a comment on the thoughts that you have in mind, or what you like or what you dislike, you know what I mean? And also, if you're not that type of person that like to comment on what's going on, I want to see the like button in the sense of you are telling me if you like this type of content, or if you like what I did in this video or not. So give me the like or give me a dislike. I will use those to fix the video, right? Now, that being said, let's continue. Now, I was getting to the part that I was talking about the driver leave out on the Monday, the Sunday afternoon, which will be it will be one day after the truck get fixed from the DEF, right? You leave out on the Sunday afternoon, which I think you leave out at 8 p.m. or something like that in the night, right? Or I'm not so sure about the timing, but I think it's 8 to 9 p.m. you leave out, and the destination that he was going was like 5 to 6 hours away, right? Based on leaving out to where he's going, right? And in between that 5 to 6 hours, that's when he struck the deer, right? Now, like I said, the report was, upon he leaving out, going to destination, he hit a deer. So now we're gonna talk about the price or what it costs throughout that part of the while he hit the deer, right? So this is it. We're gonna start off by the tow truck. So the first thing first, when he called me up, I have to call a tow truck to get the truck moved from where it was on the side of the road, and also move the trailer, the loaded trailer that should be at delivery, off the side of the road too, right? So the tow truck fee was $960, and it was just 2 hours away. And the reason for that is because the guy said you have to tow the trailer different from the truck. So they have to take a truck there to pick the trailer up and take the trailer to where the truck is, right? Or where the truck is going. This will be at the shop in Cornwall, right? So that cost me $960. At the ending of this video, I'm gonna leave the receipts of the billing of what I have in my email, because some of them I don't have it in email, but the one that I do have, I will leave it at the ending of the video so you can see the report, everything that went out on the truck, so you don't have to take my words for it. You can see for yourself, right? Now, when the truck went to the shop in Cornwall, they give me estimate, right? After they look at the damage, look at everything that's going on, they give me an estimate. So the estimate that I have, I think I shared it with you guys in the last video, and that estimate was $5,500. That was an estimate of a rough calculation of what the parts and labor would be, right? But apart to that, when they told me it was gonna take 5 days for repair to complete, I tried to ask them why would it take so long. So they told me that some parts, based on where the parts are coming from, it's gonna take a while before it actually get to them so that they could finish the job. So I asked them the type of parts that would take time, and they told me. So what I did to try to speed up the process was to go ahead and get the parts that they told me would take a while to get to them. So I have my driver and I had a driver from Toronto take the parts up to Cornwall, because on the next day, so they could have those parts there, so they could speed up the process. That's what I thought, right? And to get the parts that they couldn't surface, those could come up to $1,460 for the parts, the spare parts that they said would take some time, you know what I mean, like the cross members and stuff like that, right? The other parts, they went ahead and find them. So what are some of the stuff that went out on the truck, to be clear with you guys if you weren't following the other video? Now, after the driver hit the deer, you guys know the bumper was damaged already, right? The cross member, the AC condenser, the radiator, that would be the rod, and the ear-to-ear charger, right? and also the power steering cooler. Those are in the same era where we started there. So all of those went, right? So when the truck finished with the complete in what I'm telling you guys, it came to $5,870.53 for the complete work that the truck to get the truck fixed, right? So that's what it came to, and so the overall. Then after it done, remember I didn't have them fitting the bumper on or putting a bumper on it in this price. So the bumper was different. So I get the bumper on, which I put a chrome bumper on it, different from the plastic one that was on there. And also I put a bar like you guys suggested. So I did listen to my subscribers. You guys suggested I put a moose bar, or I put a bar on there that would prevent the truck in any more type of these damages. It's better to buy a new bar than to do all this over again. So I put a bar on there, and to put the bumper on with the bar, well, the guy said he worked something out, so I get it for $1,469 for the bumper and the bar on there. So you guys, I will put a picture up, a clippage up, so you guys will see what the truck looked like with the finishing job. And also so this is what it came down to. This is the price of everything. So the total amount for everything for the 2 days, right? For the why don't I say 2 days? For the incident that happened on the Friday, the Thursday, plus what happened on the Monday morning. So all of those combined together came up to 1,500 and no, 15,000, sorry, $15,659, right? And in despite of that, I'm just putting this in just to give you guys an average of what spent for since I have the driver, because I paid the driver within the time working. A matter of fact, I paid him on the same day when the incident took place with the truck, right? So so everything combined, right, came up to $18,500, right? Now, the reason why I put all those prices to you guys is just to let you guys know what the cost was like just for those couple days. Now, let me go ahead and answer some questions in advance, right? So you guys are gonna say, okay, Troy, why didn't you go through insurance? So let me break it down. The first incident wasn't about an insurance incident. That was basically a driver error, and that would have to do with me have to get that fixed, right, from pocket. The next incident that took place was the deer, right? And we all see what happened with the deer thing. So in that case, let me just tell you guys how the insurance part work now. Most insurance, you have a thing called well, I think all insurance you have a thing called what's that again? Deposit, right? Is a name for it. I don't remember off the top of my head, but it's a deposit that would taken out from the money. Like, let's say for example, the price, like what happened now, the price come up to $5,000, price come up to $6,000, right? Let's say price come up to $6,000. Most of the deposit on these commercial vehicle now is like $5,000 upfront, right? So they would only provide me with $1,000, and I would have to come up with the 5,000 because it was a 5,000 deposit, right? I know it's that deposit is a word, but I don't remember what the word is. But yeah. So what am I saying? I'm saying when you go ahead and go through insurance and it come out to be something like this, then your insurance goes up, right? Your insurance is gonna goes up by a couple of $100, and then they only gave you like $1,000. You know what I mean? So it don't really worth it in the long run when you really look at it. So sometimes it's best to, if it's not a big damage, well, if it's not something out of the, you're best to do it yourself, right? So that's that's the reason why I didn't really go through insurance. And then again, I didn't thought it was gonna be so much money to get it repaired, right? So before I tell you guys the bummer, because there's a bummer in this video, make sure you stick around to hear what the bummer is. Now, I'm gonna just recap to the video and the incident, what took place and what happened. Okay, so this is it. When the incident happened with the deer, right? I was just going back over the footage. I was just looking at it and saying to myself, how could this avoid? You know what I mean? Which was very hard to even avoid. But some of the things that stick out on that video was when he hit the deer, like I didn't see no like reaction with was just a straight hit and go like I don't know if I'm explaining it right, but what I'm saying is I don't see no reflex, no like I don't know if you guys understand. You know, like for example, let's say you're driving and someone make an attempt to cross the road, and you would suddenly give you a reaction based on either touching the horn, either something. You know what I mean? Just because you were paying attention and you see what was happening. So what am I getting to? I'm getting to this. Based on just looking at the video itself, I was saying, I don't even think the driver know what he hit, to be honest. I don't think he know, I know he knows he hit something, but I don't think he see what he hit, based on when I look back at it and see what's going on, and then to see how long it take to drop it, to stop. So it's like this. Driving, maybe he was looking in his rearview mirror for a minute, or get back and hit it, or you know, maybe something distract him differently, and and then boom. So he's like up right now looking and like, what the heck, what was that? You know what I mean? But the reason why I'm saying this is because just thinking about it, you know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah. And one of the next thing, when the driver really did come to a complete stop, the license plate was nowhere to be found. The license plate, you couldn't find the license plate off the truck because it flew off with the piece of the bumper that get hit. So the license plate was nowhere to found. It was actually one of the mechanic from the shop that the truck was, drive out the next morning and go find the license plate where the deer was, you know. So I just put that in because it just seems a little bit weird, you know what I mean? But anyway, that's just my process of thought. So you guys can tell me what you think. One of the next thing I want to talk about is, this is the bummer that I'm mentioning. Now, all of this happened, right, within the couple of days that I'm mentioning it to you guys. And the day after the driver hit the deer, he sent in a resignation. So he resigned the work, right? Now, yes, he put in a 2-week notice in it and said, you know what, I'm gonna work for, you know, until this time, but I'm leaving. Now, the driver complaint was, you don't like to be sitting at home and not working. Which I can understand by, you know, what he's trying to say. You know what I mean? Yes, you have a family to take care of and stuff like that. Now, it's not so much of what he's saying is not right, but it's just so much of how does it come, what happened so that you have to sit at home. You know what I mean? This is not something that was a truck issue, basically. Well, it's a truck issue, but it's not like it developed just by the truck only for you to be sitting home or for you to not working. So that's what's my first hearing what the letter said to me, thinking, I'm like, okay, you sitting at home is not no one else's fault, you know what I mean? It's just one of those things. This is what trucking is. And so I was just thinking about it, and then in my process, in my mind, I'm saying to myself, but Okay. No, basically cost me like 15,000, almost $16,000, and you're telling me that you don't like to sit at home because you're not working. No, I can't stop anyone from leaving or whatnot. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just mentioning it because I want you guys to understand, especially like I said earlier in the video, especially the persons that was thinking about getting a truck, put a driver in it, and have that truck working. I'm just giving you guys an example of what can happen and how this thing can turn out and work out. Now let's look at it this way. Let's look at it like I didn't have that money saved up and I didn't have that money any at all. I just have the truck just starting out. Put yourself in my shoes. Let's say you are the one that purchased the truck. Let's say you did have that money to buy the truck and everything, and you're now looking for the truck to make back some money to pay for the truck and also pay you and pay, you know what I mean? Just doing something. Just put yourself in that shoe. Would you or could you find $15,000 to fix that truck back? Let's ask yourself that question. And then on top of that, the driver leave. You know what I mean? So yeah, we understand what the driver is saying, but understand what the small person like me and yourself is saying or is feeling. How about what is happening on our side? So I guess we have no families, we have nobody to take care of, we have no bills, we have nothing. We're just out here just getting trucks and we have nothing to take care of. Because basically this is a setback for everyone. Maybe a small setback for you, but it's a big setback for us. No, I'm a small company. I can't talk for the bigger companies, but small companies don't have money sitting around like that. I can tell you. You know what I mean? We try to do our best to make things happen, but things do happen. And this is a process. If you guys look back at the first video I did when he just hit the deer at first, I was saying, you know what? It is what it is. Brush off and restart again, right? Like, redeem yourself, like, start paying more attention now, start, be more active on it, because let's be frank, this could have been someone. This could have been a person running across the street. You know what I mean? So I think some loss of attention was, by looking at this video, some loss of attention was there. Someone wasn't paying any attention, right? I can not 100% sure though, but based on no reflex, based on the same 105 on the cruise control, because you can see that the truck was on cruise, right? And it didn't cut one bit, nothing, just straight. I don't know if I'm that focused. I don't know if I could. If you don't see it, that's a reaction you will get. But if you see it, that's not the reaction, I can tell you. If you actually see what was happening, that wouldn't be the reaction. I'm sure. For the little experience that I have, which is 15 years. Because I know some other guys with some 40 and 30 and 60 and all that. I'm not there yet. But I know they can say the same thing too. Okay, what's the next thing I'm talking about now? I know this is like a kind of touchy topic. I know when I say touchy topic, in a sense we're coming on here and talking about what happened throughout my company with my drivers, and if anyone would choose to want to work for Troystarz, knowing that if something happened within the company, is going to come here and talking about it on YouTube. Now, like I said, I'm going to go back to the first part of the video. This channel is about my experience, and this is what I experienced, right? It can be bad and it can be good. It can be bad in someone saying, oh, you know what? I'm not going to go work for Troystarz, because if I go work for Troystarz and something happens, he's going to come on YouTube and talk about it. I'm going to feel away in myself. And good thing can be like, I'm going to work for Troystarz, and when I go there, I'm going to make sure I do my thing right because he will talk about it. Or it can be like, you know what? I'm gonna subscribe to Troystarz trucking because I was thinking about doing my own business, get into trucking and put a driver in my truck. So I want to know what are the stuff that can happen, what I have to look out for, what the things I'm gonna face. This is how I can make money. What Troystarz have to do. Troystarz is doing the same thing. This is what I want to do. So it's a lot of things from just this video. Like I said, it can come off some type of way, but I would say this to the driver: if you're feeling some type of way, that's how you want to feel. But I would take this as a stepping stone and a learning stone, right? That this is what I'm going to do better next time, or this is what I'm going to do in this type of situation. Or this is, you know what I mean? So you should learn from whatever I'm saying now, you know what I mean? When driving at nights, you have to pay solid attention. Not because you are the only one on the road, not because there's not a lot of vehicles, so that means you can, no. You have to pay keen attention, especially to the edges. You have to look in the bushes. When you're driving at night, you have to look in the bushes. You have to pay attention to what's going on, especially coming up to the deer sign, because like I said, there was a deer sign there. The deer actually crossed right at the deer sign. So right there can tell you is either the person or the road construction people or persons know that there is a cut out in that fence. So they put a deer sign right there because that's where the deers are going to cross, because there's a cut in the fence right there, right? So the deer sign is there. So once you're driving and see a deer sign, moose sign, truck crossing sign, any of those, you have to start paying keen attention, if not full attention, to the sign on both the road, because its sign is there for a reason. So you can't say, okay, I saw the stop sign, but I chose to drive cross. No, you have to stop because it's there for a reason. Stop because you can cause anything. So that's the same thing when you see a deer sign, when you see a moose sign, when you see a pedestrian crossing sign, when you see a curve sign, whatever sign you see, this is time to be alert. This is time to pay more attention than anything else, because the signs are there for a reason. Okay? I know this is the first time it's happening to him, right? But unfortunately it happened to him the first time in my truck, so I have to get the pressure on it. But the real pressure is when he resigned after the second day of the incident. Leave me in a spot. No, when I say leave me in a spot, meaning someone asked me a question. This is not straight away, but someone asked me a question. Would you rehire the driver after this happened? I'm like, it happened already, right? And I didn't have any intention to fire the driver. I mean, it happened. I was just thinking about, you know what? Brush off and go back to the drive, continue. You know what I mean? But for him to just resign, then no, it became like harder than I was even thinking about it before. Because now I'm starting to be like, so what was the purpose? What was the purpose really? Is it that I can't even answer my own question that I want to ask. What is the purpose? But anyway, guys, like I said, leave me some comments. Tell me what based on what you're understanding from where I'm coming from. Leave it in the comments so I can talk to you guys. So I can sit down one of these days and run through the comments and make sure I answer each and every comment and, you know, see where I'm going, where you guys understanding is, because we are both in a learning process right now. Remember, I'm doing all of this I'm doing for the first time. This is not something that, yes, I've been there, I've done it already, and I'm just, you know, all of this is my first, right? So I'm just doing it, I'm trying to grow, and I'm doing it to my best of my ability and to how I know I can get, you know, my job done. So, so much I want to cover. All right. So back to it again, and let me just refresh this again. It's not a problem. Anyone can leave a company by any time, right? But when you try to understand what's the, like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, just trying to think if I could do it. If I could, I'm driving for, let's say, a small company and something do happen and the company, decide to fix their truck and have me go back out. Would I resign on that company? Would I leave? I don't know. You guys answer me. Would you leave that company? Would you just leave right after that and just like that? I mean, I don't know. You know why I'm talking about it like this? Because I feel some type of way. Not saying that based on everything that took place, you know what I mean? It's not easy to just, because it's basically, look at it like this. I hire a driver, open for the best, right? And then when the driver came, things didn't work as planned, but yet still you lose or you spend 15,000 plus his pay, that would come up to 18,500 and something, right? And you didn't make that much from either the company that the truck was signed on to. And the reason for that is the 2 times the truck, after the first time when the DEF system came up, start giving problems, the truck have to turn back along with the load. So I didn't get paid for that load because it didn't deliver it, right? Some other truck have to take that load. I wasn't the one that do it, but I have to pay the driver for the time, his layover, and also his mileage to go up there and go back down with the truck. I have to pay for that, right? The second one that he hit the deer, right? The wrecker fee have to come into that. There's a different truck that they send to pick the trailer up and carry it to delivery. So I didn't get paid for the entire miles because the truck that come for it have to drive from Ontario, come all the way up to where Cornwall is, take the load from there, carry it to deliver. So all that fuel that I burn and there's no money coming for those trips. And then the truck was down for 5 days, right? So there was no money making, but money paying out right through, you know what I mean? So it wasn't, this wasn't a easy one, right? And the reason why this video is so lengthy is because I want you guys to get the full understanding of everything that is going on. But like I said, I can't even stress too much on it. The next video that is coming up, I'm going to talk about the other 2 drivers that I had before now, right? And I'm going to talk about the reliability of the drivers, Jamaican drivers that is, just to give you guys an understanding of where we're at, right? And we have a couple more videos coming up. So you guys, thank you for tuning in. Thanks for still being here. Thank you for being a part of Troystarz Trucking. You know what I mean? And love always. Peace.
For more videos like this, please subscribe.